Well, in my class, when I first started designing the lesson, we wanted to put a big emphasis on interaction. We have weekly video conferences where the students interact. We have quizzes, we have case studies. The thing that actually works the best for us is actually our forum. One week in our forum, we had 20 people participating only, and we had 26,000 words that we had to engage with. That's a lot of engagement, but it's also a lot of reading.
I think the reason that the Blackboard course has been well received is because of the video content. When I put together the module, I worked with colleagues across the university, academic colleagues, as well as colleagues in the digital learning team to put together little videos that would serve as different voices coming in to the module. And then I've also added in, where I can, video resources and other types of resources from the Arab world itself to kind of bring the material to light.
The challenge is to get students not just memorizing things, but actually understand them. And the way I try to attempt this is by making sure my exam questions are completely novel, to the extent that they're not only new exam questions every year, but they are not even things they have seen on the slides before. So they actually have to use their understanding to solve them. But that's, for the students, seems to be unusual and new. So in order to help them, we have a wiki page where if the students put up the old exam questions and attempt to answer them, then I will give detailed comments on their answers.
I think the course was nominated because I use a combination of rich media, so two corporate training films for the basis of their coursework. I also try and utilise the quizzes functions available on Blackboard and also the discussion forums, as well as trying to provide them lots of different resources from across the accounting profession. So not just lecture slides, but different forms of reading, videos and other resources that might be available too.
One of the reasons I think the students found it a very useful Blackboard site is the quantity and variety of material that's on the course. So there's reading material from mathematics in general that's related to graph theory, questions that we touch on in the class, but also a lot of the questions and answers to those questions that we've worked through over the last few years. But this gives the students the opportunity to explore a lot of different possibilities that have been made available over time.
This is a 16-week module at the beginning of Year 3, with students undertaking preparatory work in Year 2. The Research Project Blackboard course contains comprehensive supporting materials to assist students with choosing their project, planning and getting started on their project, and preparing their final written report and conference presentation. Feedback from students is that this Blackboard course is detailed and helpful. Each year we continue to try and improve this resource for our students.
Our main ambition with the way that we use the virtual learning environment within the School of Art is that we are very much sort of projects, peers, passion and play based. We do a lot of stuff in the studios, and so with any of our virtual learning environments we're trying to extend that space. So rather than it just being a repository of information, it's an active engagement, and so I think one of the reasons this module's been nominated is because of the use of different technology around that.
I see it not just as a document store, although it does store a lot of documents, but I do see it also as a communications hub. And the students are aware of how I like to work with that, so that if one of them has a question, I will tend to feed back to the whole group via the announcement and an email to all students. And in this way, they get consistent responses and there's less likelihood for any misunderstandings to take place.
In this course, what we've tried to do is take me out of the lecture theatre and into the environment in which we're studying, in this case a marine environment, and we've used a variety of digital means to bring that environment, make that environment alive and bring it to the students. So we've used virtual reality, we've used 360-degree cameras, and we've added resources online that explore some of the concepts that we are studying in detail in the lecture theatre.
I think it's a fantastic success because of the incorporation of students as near-peer teachers in the anatomy labs, because it allows for students to be a lot more engaged and to feel more comfortable in their learning environment. And it also gives students an opportunity to learn more about medicine as well as other extracurricular skills such as public speaking and engagement.